will start with the option constraint. So what is this option constraint? There are two types of option constraint. So let's say you got the requirement. Let me give you an example like what I want to achieve here. So let's say I have product one, okay, and I have product two. So maybe this is my basic package and this is my advanced package. So P1 is P2 is dependent on P1. So there is dependency, right? So there is dependency. So there can be few products with the dependency. You cannot select P2 if P1 is not selected. How you will achieve that requirement? Another example is exclusion. Exclusion means what I'm trying to say. Now, if you selected P1, you don't need to select P2. It's not allowed. If you selected P2, you are not allowed to select P1. So these types of requirement you will get when you actually start working in any IT company as a CPQ developer. So what is this dependency? Product is depend on product one, and exclusion means you are allowing either of these product to be selected, right? So P1 you can select, then P2 will be disabled. P2 selected, then P1 will be disabled. So this is just combination of two product. If you have product means this is actually product option, right? So when I'm saying product, it's actually product option, right? So it's inside the bundle. Anything whatever we're discussing here, it's inside the bundle. These are all things whatever we are discussing and we're going to discuss for this week are all for the product bundle. So don't go outside the bundle. We are still on bundle. We are discussing all the feature provided here as part of bundle. So let's say I have one code. Okay, so let me open that code, any code. Okay, and let me explain you like the real-time scenario. You can take anything like any product. You will get requirement from business that this product is dependent on another product. It's not like major deal, but I'm just let me explain you. So if you go to the add products, if you selected bundle, if I selected mechanical bundle, so right, yesterday we created feature. That's the reason I will see some of the feature here, right? We created software licenses and maintenance licenses. So let's see, CAD basic package is depend on SLM basic package. You should select SLM, then and then you are eligible to select CAD product. So Isha, CAD has dependency on this. Right now I can select this and uncheck this, but this is required maybe. Let me uncheck that required. What is this package name? SLM, right? So if you go to the SLM, these things you need to do. So how I can remove this? You can go to option and uncheck this required flag, right? So you should understand that's the reason I'm from first session I'm explaining all this each and every field. So SLM as well, there is no need to change anything, right? So now I'm saying this product should be dependent on this, sorry, this CAD package is dependent on SLM. If you are not selecting SLM, you are not eligible to select that. How you will achieve that? So how you will do that? You should just know, Tejasri, your question is okay. We can take that maybe once we're done. You cannot see picture option and bundle product. That's fine. We can take that once I'm done with this at least. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So if you have any questions, whatever you're practicing, you can just type those in chat box even right now. We can follow that practice and we can take those once I at least done with the first few concepts. So what I'm trying to do, I'm saying CAD basic package is dependent on SLM. So you should know 8 is depend on 7 product option, right? So what you need to do, you need to copy this 8 and you know 7, right? So you need to go ahead with option constraint, create new option constraint. And what I'm saying, it's dependency. So your type of option constraint, you have dependency or exclusion. You have two types here. If you go ahead with the dependency or you want to go ahead with the exclusion. Exclusion means we will come back to that exclusion. Means dependency we are discussing. Dependency means one product is dependent on another. So I will say test option constraint. I will say, I will just give one name. I'm activating that. Now you have two things here, constrained option and constraining option. So what is this constraining option? Constraining option means what is the base product. So your base product is 7, right? Or 8. I'm also confused here. What is this constraining? Let me test this product 7 and this is 7, right? So I'm saying 8 is depend on 7. right? So I will just save and test this functionality, because even I confused, like constraint option means constraining option means which product has dependency, that is this product has dependency, right? On which product? SLM, that is product 7. So constraint means depend on which product I have dependency, and on which product which have dependency. So this is the 8 and 7. So let me save and show you so you can easily understand that. Let me cancel this. If I selected mechanical bundle now I am saying I can see this requires CAD package. So it's like reverse order. That's the reason I confused there. So let me go back and explain you again. It's another way around. Hmm, oh, it's taking time. Okay. So what is this constraining option means which product? Okay, now I cannot change anything here. That's fine. I can create new, I can deactivate this. Even we can take the example. I mean, let's take another example instead of creating. So I'm saying SLM basic package is depend on CAD package. So you cannot select CAD. You can see here, I got the message here. You requires CAD basic package. So this is the video of Salesforce CPQ. You will automatically get the message that what you need, right? So if you want to select, it's grayed out now. But if I select this product, because this SLM, I'm taking another scenario because I was discussing CAD to SLM, but now I'm discussing SLM to CAD because we did configuration like that. I was confused, like constraint option and constraining option. So constrained option means which product has dependency. So this is 7, right? Product option 7 means this SLM. So every time you can consider constrained option means which product has dependency, and on which product it's constraining option. It's depend on 8. If I selected this product, this is available for selection. But if I uncheck this, automatically Salesforce is smart enough to uncheck that, and it will show you the error message. I mean, not error message, help text that requires CAD package, right? Now I am saying exclusion. If I selected one product SLM, it will avoid to select this. If I selected CAD, it will not allow me to SLM select. So let me change this type to just exclusion and take the same example, right? If I cancel this, if I selected mechanical bundle again, now I will, CPQ is really smart enough to show you message. So now I can see both the package are enabled, both the options are enabled. But if I selected this should be excluded. But right now I don't see
It is
that.
not active, Rahul.
Yes.
You didn't check the active
Oh
checkbox.
my, exactly. Thank you so much. So let me cancel that and refresh that. That's correct. We deactivated with the purpose of creating new one. Okay, so mechanical bundle I selected now. Now I can see both the product option. Even I can see here it will exclude CAD, that is this one. And if I go here and it will show you the exclude SLM. If I select any one, it will grayed out second one. You need to uncheck that and select second. It will exclude first one. So this is how you can exclude the product. So what happens? Let me give you the story behind this. Why we need that? So in your company, there can be few products with the dependency, right? So if you are not purchasing how I can say, if you are not purchasing, for example, licensed product, if you go to any if you want to purchase any car, right? So car is your primary product, and then you can select the maintenance product or service product for that, right? Similarly, you should select your software license, I mean the main license, and then you are eligible to select another, that is dependency. You have product dependency between each other. It's really depend on your company, how your company's products are, right? So it's really depend on that. You don't need to worry about that. They will give you that this is product is depend on this product. So we as a CPQ developer, we are not responsible to decide which product is depend on which, right? So they will give you the this dependency, and you need to just configure all these things. Second example is exclusion. Exclusion means, for example, if you purchase advanced plan, for example antivirus advanced plan, right? You don't need to go ahead with the basic plan because you already purchased advanced plan, right? So that time you can use the exclusion, like if you selected advanced, this will be excluded, right? So these things you can, and this is the way you are guiding to your sales rep to sell those products. This way you can avoid the mistakes, that is manual mistake, and it will avoid rework as well, because sales rep, if any sales rep join, they don't know like what is the combination, and no one will remember all these things like which product is dependent on which. They need to play with excel to understand like which product is dependent on which product, and dependency and exclusion, this combination, right? So this is the way option constraint is the way which we can use to compare two products. But the limitation of option constraint is you can have only two product options checked here, but there is one option constraint group. What is this? So option constraint group is, but you need to again create another option constraint, and you can give that option constraint name here. So this way it will check all the product option, but the limitation is anyways you are going to check both the products, only two products as part of option constraint. You are comparing only two products, that is the limitation. And if you have multiple option constraint, for example, I have this mechanical bundle and I have two three option constraint here, right? So I have two three option constraint here. You can create how many you want, dependency, all this, and you can group as well those, all these things you can group here. So this thing as well as those things will be considered as soon as possible. So really it will not helpful to change these things. And if you have multiple combination, now let's take example. We have two things, you can go ahead with this. Yeah, but you just want to compare to, but for example I have these many product options. For example, let's take example, this is my product option one. I'm saying I have, for example, these many product option. Maybe I will say 540 products option here, right? How many product option, and I have the dependency and exclusion. Product one is depend on product 10, product one is dependent as a product 12, product one is not dependent on product 15, product one is selected, then product 17 should not be selected. How you will handle these multiple levels of things? Every time you are it is not feasible to option constraint, right? It will create 100 option constraint for 100 products if you have multiple combinations there. So if you have multiple things, we will go ahead with the product rules. That is the concept we will be discussing as part of tomorrow or maybe day after tomorrow, I mean on Monday. Multiple combination, don't worry, we have another solution, product rule, where you can consider all these things. But if you have just two things checked there, go ahead with the option constraint. And there is one more point here, check prior purchases. What is this check prior purchases? Let's take example. Let me delete these things. Let's take example. For example, you created new quote. Okay. On new quote, you selected product one. Okay. Now this product is for 1 year. Now you created amendment code in between. I will explain that's how amendment scenario, how to create and all this. But you created amendment code and you are saying you added product two now. But you are saying product one here, right? You have depend exclusion. If you selected product one, you cannot select product two, right? But on new code you purchase product one, and now on amendment you are selecting product, so there is no link actually, so it will allow you to select that product. But if you check this particular checkbox, check prior purchases, so what it will do, it will check for this amendment how many products you purchased previously in initial booking or all others. If product one is purchased, it will not allow to check product two. This is how it will check your prior purchases. Okay. Any questions on option constraint? As I mentioned, multiple combination, you will go with the product rule that we will be discussing as part of next week's session. If no questions, I will take Tejasri's question before we proceeding with next. I cannot see feature option in bundle product related. So you mean like you're not able to see uh, the related list on the bundle itself to add create the feature. Is it correct,
Yes.
Tejasri?
Yeah, Rahul.
This one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have not added that on the layout. Sometimes what happens, it
Yeah,
will not
so
visible, few related list. So
yeah,
you
I
need
tried
you
to
check that.
add on page layout. There are three layouts, like billing, CPQ, and product. So should I add
Mhm.
them? Should I add this option in product or CPQ product? Already there is
Yes,
a
let me tell you.
okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So if you
Like
go to the object manager, mostly you need to add on the billing layout. if it is assigned to your profile, system admin,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So if I go to the product, so if you go to the product and if you go to the fields and relationship, not fields and sorry,
Page
page
layout.
layouts, right? So you
Mhm.
want to attach that field. So you will see 3 page layout, but if you go to this button page layout assignment, you will see which page layout is assigned to your profile. So
Okay.
different profile can have different page layout. So you are system admin. So
Mhm.
you are system admin. So you can check here system admin. What is the layout for that? Billing. So
Mhm.
just click on that billing layout. So once you click on that, it will open billing product layout and go to there and add related list there. You need to just click related list here and search here feature. Right now I added, that's the reason I see the feature is added here. If you want to add new related list, for example asset, you can
Mhm.
copy this. Others just drag and drop who are not from admin background, just drag and drop, automatically it will be added.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, just check
Mhm.
your profile level setting, then it will be good.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions on option constraint or anything else? No questions. Okay, let me go ahead with the next topic, that is attributes on product bundle. So what is this attributes on product bundle? Again, I am discussing, I am on bundle. I'm not outside the bundle. All these things are only supported for the bundle. So we discuss all these things and now I'm moving to the configuration attribute. These all other things we will be coming back. I'm discussing on the configuration attribute now. This thing will be covered as part of product rule. So it will automatically cover. So don't worry. But configuration attribute. So what is this configuration attribute? Okay. So let's take example. This is my screen. Okay. Configure product screen. I want to give ability to user to select country, and based on that country it should filter the product which are eligible for I mean, for example, let's take example, this is my mechanical bundle. Inside that I have this feature, inside that I have 100 products, product option, 100 product option. I don't get time to create 100 product option, but every time think on the more than 100 products. Don't think less than 100 product, otherwise you will be confused. Yeah, I have 100 products here. Now I am saying out of those 100 products, only 70 products are available to sell in US country, and rest of 30 products are not available to sell in the US country. Second example, if you are going to sell this in India, out of 100 products, 80 products are available to sell in India. 20 products should not be sellable in India because the service and all other things are not available. How you will achieve this requirement? Okay, so we need to go ahead with this two things. One is like whatever we are discussing now, configuration attribute, and then we need to go ahead with the price rule, or sorry, product rule, that we will discuss later on. But at least what you need to do, if you want to give here the ability to user to add their input where they are selling. For example, if you give here shipping country, if they selected US, automatically this screen should be filtered out of this product. For example, this is eligible to sell for US and this is not eligible. This product should be automatically grayed out, or this should be totally removed from here. They should not see that product here, right? How you will give input? This is there is no page layout here. If you see, this is not any object or anything. This is the Salesforce CPQ standard widget page. So you don't have ability to add field or anything here and give the, what you want to do now. I want to give here one drop down. They can select country, and once they select country, then and then action will happen to remove the object, I mean remove the product option or hide the product option, or uh, disable the product option or enable the product option, right? So how you will give the input here, how you will give new field here, that is the requirement you can achieve by the help of configuration attribute. So let's create one configuration attribute and I will explain you. So configuration attribute, actually there are two types of configuration attribute. One is bundle level configuration attribute and there is one more global attribute. So global attribute means it is available outside the bundle as well. So let's say I have mechanical bundle, I have another bundle. So I have 3 bundles. Inside those 3 bundle, if you want to use attribute, you can go ahead with the global attribute. And if you go ahead with the configuration attribute, it will only available inside that particular mechanical bundle. So let's start discussing configuration attribute, and then we'll come back to the global attribute as well. So let's see, if I go here, configuration attribute, if I click new, I will get one screen where you can actually uh, get the what type of attribute you want to select. You want global attribute that will be available outside the bundle, and configuration attribute that will be available only inside the mechanical bundle. So as I mentioned, global attribute I will come back later. Let's continue with this configuration attribute. Configuration attribute are specific to mechanical bundle. It will not available outside the bundle. So if I click on next, I will see automatically your bundle is added here. Product means your bundle, right? Now you will say, I will say test configuration attribute. I will just give name, and then there is target field. So what is this target field? Target field means which field you want to display here. So I want to display shipping country. Shipping country means which country you want to sell this product. So based on that selection, it will filter the products. So those will be dropped down. So what you need to do, every time when you are actually working in any company, you need to think where we are. We are on the configure product screen, and I want to display here, and it will filter your product options. So we need to create field on product option to select US or India, right? So if you go to the product option, and that field can be used here. So let me show you, because we want to display here, and that will filter your US product option or India product option, right? That's the reason I'm creating one field on product option. So if you go to the product option, I already created that, but let me show you here. You can create as well. It's not like major deal, it's admin part. So product option, if I go to the product option object, right, if I go to the fields and relationship, you can create new field from here. You can click new here and create your own pick list field, or any field whatever you want. Pick list means you can create pick list field. This will allow you to add US, India, Australia, by whatever the value you want to add, right? So you can add those values. And so for example, you can give the name here. I will say shipping country. I already created, but I'm just showing you steps here. Shipping country, you need to enter here values. US, for example, India, just enter there and add Australia, Dubai, for example. You can enter whatever value you want, right? And you can just save that. That's the only thing you need to create. So you are creating that field on product option. So let me show you the field I created here, shipping country, right? So since this is the shipping country field, if you check the EPI name, I created this field by following the same step as I mentioned here. And that has two values right now, US and India. Second step is, I think I mentioned those steps in the next slide. Create custom field on product option. Okay. Create same field on quote line as well if you want to copy that. And then you can create configuration attribute record on bundle. Okay. Just copy this field name, and on configuration attribute, you want to select that field, because configuration attribute will refer to this particular product option field. So in the target field, you should add shipping country, the API name of this field. How to add that name field? You need to go to the configuration attribute, right? So if you go to the where we are, every time think, I want to select this shipping country in the target field. What you need to do, we are on the configuration attribute page. So you need to go to the object manager and select configuration attribute here. So you will get this object. Inside that object, where you want to add that field, that is target field, right? So target field, you can go and select here target field. You will get this target field, right? And inside that target field, you want to select shipping country. So copy this API name from here and paste it here. You can create your new value here and add that shipping country. So that will be available for selection. Okay. So we are done here. Then there are three fields here: row order, column order, and position. So where you want to display this attribute for selection, that is the input you want to take from sales, US, India, or Australia, right? So you want to display this as left corner or center or right corner. That is depend on your row order and column order. So row order 1 means it will display at left. If it is 2, it will display at center. If it is 3, it will display at right. So 1, 2, 3. 1 means left, 2 means center, 3 means right side. I will say 2. I want to just display at center. Even column header as well, it will be 1 2 3. You can select where you want to row order and column order, and position top and bottom. If I selected top, it will display top, otherwise it will display at bottom level. I will save as it is. Okay, I will click apply immediately button here, so it will apply immediately. I will come back and explain all of the fields. So I just created one single configuration attribute here. Okay, I created that. If you go to the bundle, I will say the configuration attribute is created. Okay, I can see configuration attribute is created. Now if I go to here, if I cancel this, if I again select mechanic, and this configuration attribute will only available inside the mechanical bundle, because there are two types as I mentioned. So now I can see shipping countries added here, and it is available for selection, US and India. If I selected US, it will try to run something in the backend. I have not added that logic in the backend, but we'll be adding that logic as part of next session. I mean product rule. When we actually start discussing product rule concept in CPQ, that is one of the automation tool. So once we start discussing that, you will get like based on this input, I want to hide this product or remove this product or whatever you want to do. That thing we can add, but at least we are adding something here, at least for input purpose. Now let's take example. I don't want to display. This is displayed inside the bundle. If I want to give this functionality only for this particular feature, not for this feature. Right now, this is for both the feature. If I want to add this shipping country inside this feature, what you need to do? You need to copy this feature name. And if you go to the configuration attribute, you are allowed to display that configuration attribute inside the feature. So you can see feature here. So on the configuration attribute, you can select the feature. So I will say software licenses, right? So I will select software license. I will save that. If I save that, if I cancel this, and if I select that mechanical bundle again, I should see the configuration attribute added inside the feature. It's not outside the feature now. Whatever I'm doing here, it will only change the things inside the feature. It will not go outside. That is the use of feature field here. Then there are few other fields here, just simple. Required means every time you need to select this value. Now you cannot select and you can go and save that. But if I made this required or auto select, what will happen? Let's see. It will be required. So right now you will see one red line here which will be required to select that. So let me cancel this and show you. That is very simple thing, but I will let me show you that thing. Right, so auto select. So auto select means you need to give by default value. That's the reason it is auto selection. You are not allowed to select anything. But if I uncheck this auto select, and let me show you the output. Cancel. Let me select the bundle again. I will see the shipping countries required. You can see red line here. You cannot save that. It will give you the error. Please review required configuration attribute in the following feature. You need to select that, and then you can go and save. This is the use of required. There are default object, default field. These two things are there, which will basically use. So for example, you don't want to use this shipping country field. If you have specific object and specific field from that object, you can give that name. For example, you want to use the field instead of product option, you want to use the field from uh, for example quote object. So you can give the default object name as quote and your field new field. So for example quote and any field from that particular field object, that will be used here for your defaulting that logic here to display this particular field value here. So if you want to copy the field values from, for example, as I selected auto select, right? So it will give you the default field value there. So what is the default value here? I don't have. So if you selected anything on quote, for example, on quote, I have one field, for example, country. Okay. So you can give that country. So automatically, what is my quotes country? That will be my default value on the shipping country, but that is not majorly used, but just FYI. Any questions on configuration attribute? The steps to create configuration attribute: create custom field on product option. You can create same field on quote line as well. So same API name, it will copy the product, whatever you selected here, right? For example, you selected US, and if you save that, it will create quote line for these options, and that will have shipping country equal to US. So that way you can create field on quote line as well. And then last thing is like you need to create configuration attribute record on bundle, and set newly created field as target field. You can assign this to feature as well, which we discussed. So basically 3-4 steps. It's very simple, but it's very important. Based on that, how we want to drive the logic, that we can discuss as part of product rule session. Sorry. Any questions? No questions? One second. Okay, if no more questions, I will. What is the time? Can we take the next topic? I think we can take. Next is very simple again, like global attribute. It's like again second type. Only the thing is, I will discuss. Let's take that. We have 30 minutes more, right? Okay, so actually we can stop today because even I remember like I need to take one call with my company as well. Are you okay with to stop, or do you want and continue from tomorrow? That is the next concept. That is global attribute. Is it okay for everyone? Not okay? I'm not able to hear. Okay. So what we can do, we can stop today and let's continue tomorrow with the new concept, that is global attribute. Just practice these things. We can completed 2 things today. Don't want to complete multiple things, but you can at least complete what we completed today, that is option constraint. Second thing is attribute, that is configuration attribute, and global attribute we can take from tomorrow. So global attribute we can take tomorrow, and then once we're done with that, then we will actually start with the product rule. So in the product rule, we actually have a logic written behind this particular selection. So let's continue from tomorrow. Okay.